friends, it's Joy. Welcome back to my channel. I've got some exciting news. Simon Hurley has teamed up with Spellbinders to create an exclusive line to Spellbinders and also some dies that are going to coordinate with his Simon Hurley Creates stamp sets. Today I got to play with the Candy Stripes cover plate die and the Floral Stag die set. I die cut the Candy Stripes in indigo and in crimson, and then I applied detailed dots to the back of the stripes so that I could adhere them. I flipped one panel over and adhered it to the other, creating a tone-on-tone plaid, and then I glued that down using barely art glue to an indigo card panel. Because the barely art glue dries clear and matte, I'm not worried about the glue that's showing through because that will disappear by the time the card is complete. Now I am applying the antlers to the Floral Stag die. Off screen I had die cut the body and the muzzle of the die of the Floral Stag as well, but for time's sake I left that out. I am now showing you the greenery included in the Floral Stag die set. I am inking that up with Rustic Wilderness Distress ink, and I'm doing that to add depth and dimension without having to add actual layers. Now you're seeing me coloring the smaller florals in the set with Olo markers. I had die cut those out into an iridescent cream cardstock, and then I'm coloring those. So if you have stuck with me so far, I would absolutely love it if you would consider liking, leaving me a comment, even subscribing. All of those things make my channel get seen a little bit more by YouTube and helps me grow. The most important thing to me, though, is that you spend some time with me. I love sharing my antics. Sometimes you'll learn what you should do, what you shouldn't do, but I think that you can always take something away from everyone. So please consider sticking it out with me and hanging out with me some more. I am finishing up these florals and then I'm going to construct my card. I die cut an oval from Spellbinders and I am applying the Floral Stag main image, and then I start putting the flowers together. With crimson red cardstock, I had die cut the poinsettias, and now I'm gluing them so that the layers are offset. That way you'll have the illusion of a fuller flower. I start off my arrangement by using the greenery, and a trick that I have learned is to apply the glue to the front and back of your foliage right at the end of the stem. That way it'll stick to something, whether it's the back of the card panel or the back of the floral in front of it. I do use the colored flower first, and then I layer the poinsettia on there, and then I add the smaller flower, and then I arrange the greenery around it. You're going to see that I fuss with this a little bit longer than I want to, but I want to get my arrangement correct. I do add a little bit of gold baubles on the centers of my flowers, and then I scatter those throughout my card panel. I add a sentiment from a Maker Forte stamp, which I will link in the description box below, and a few little bits of greenery to the edge just to keep the eye moving. And now I'm going to move on to the indigo card. I adhere that to an indigo A2 card base, side folding, and then I stamp from the Sending For You stamp set from Spellbinders, the Christmas Cheers, and I emboss that in gold, and I just block that off to create a sentiment strip. Now in indigo, the poinsettias were die cut, and I am using an embossing pen from Ranger, and once I have that inked up, I apply gold embossing powder, and what that does is it gives me a nice gold leaf effect. Now I arranged these in a trio of florals like my usual. I will admit that I do use a fourth flower It's just one set of petals, and I actually tuck it under the other existing petals. That way I get a thicker floral arrangement. And then I add my greenery and my gold baubles. And off camera, I did splatter this with some gold gouache from Arteza, and I will link that in the description box below. So again, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I would truly, truly appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out with me. Until next time, friends, keep crafting. Be blessed. Bye-bye.